Morning, guys. A topped-in train. Flying through here. Gosh, I don't like looking at trains. They make my stomach sick. Well, that's over. Thank goodness. Thank goodness we're on our way. Okay, let's do this. We're heading off to the Bethlehem Steel Stacks this morning. I have a goat snuggling event at the Wicked Fall Plant Festival. The Wicked Fall Plant Festival. And this is like our fourth or...
Continue on Old Antietam Rd for 3 miles.
Sorry, I will turn my volume down for my GPS. Okay. And we're good. It might be a little bumpy, y'all. I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm on the road. Good morning, everybody. So there was no 7-Eleven yesterday. I just wasn't prepared. Right in the middle of 7-Eleven, I was actually loading up goats. I was busy packing up for yesterday's event. I tried to do a live from the event yesterday. The phone did maintain a live connection for a while, and then I think my phone overheated and it shut off, so you guys didn't get to see the full goat races at Falmouth. That was our first time at the Falmouth goat races, which was pretty fun. I wasn't expecting a crowd, but the crowd did eventually swarm around our booth, and we had a line at times. So pretty successful first annual Falmouth goat races yesterday. Off to an event today, and then I think we have 2 events tomorrow, right into setup for Bloomsburg Fair. And as soon as setup is complete at Bloomsburg Fair, I'll be coming back to the farm to set up more maternity stalls, kind of get that area ready, because I think September 29th is our first due date, something like that. I know that very soon. So I don't plan on staying at the Bloomsburg Fair. I might make an appearance here or there, but speaking of, if anybody does want to volunteer, we do have open spots to come and volunteer at the Bloomsburg Fair. My wife has a Sign Up Genius right on Facebook. If you want to be part of that, we've rented an Airbnb, big old house. We provide the food for the evenings, the evening meal, and yeah, that's what's going on. Busy, busy, busy. Very hard to read comments, y'all, while I'm driving. I apologize. So I'm just not gonna read them too much. I'll glance down here and there and see what's going on. So anyway, it's been that's a pet cemetery in somebody's yard right next to me. That's crazy. There's it was literally like a house, and right next to it, a pet cemetery with like a dozen graves. That's kind of crazy. So this is a Wicked Plant Fest. One thing I've noticed, the one I'm going to right now, I have a load of goats with me. I was gonna switch to the van, but I already had everything in the truck from yesterday, so I decided to just take the truck and trailer and taking the van. And I know I got a full tank of gas, so I can roll when I get there. Stella's meeting me. We'll set up, and I think it starts at 9 o'clock. So I got, an hour and 45 minutes until opening of the Wicked Plant Fest. So that'll be fun. Hope you guys are enjoying the sunrise this morning. Yeah, Stella's a champ. She's the champ of all champs. All right, let's see. News on the home front. All I can really do is give you updates on what's going on lately. I'm really seriously considering a doghouse for Maisie and Caesar. I've been actively looking on the marketplace. I was debating on just getting a couple of domes for them to sleep in. You know, those plastic domes. I'd like to keep that chicken coop closed up, or
turn right
prevent
onto
the dogs
Folk Road,
from
then slight left.
eating too much sand. It is a possibility that they can get compacted with some sand, and we'll have some medical issues. So I do want to look into getting a doghouse or two.
Head west on Old Top.
Pups in the chicken area.
Continue on Old Topton Road for half a mile.
Solo and Taffy, the two turkeys, have escaped, and they're no longer in the area, even with their wings clipped. So I don't know, they're figuring a way to jump out. They got very strong legs. Turkey legs are strong legs, so they're escaping. What else do I have for news on the home front? Oh, if you watched Jeff's live last night, Jeff was talking about how Fireman has, there's a guy walking a dog. Fireman has a lump kind of on his right side of his mouth.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto.
I did look into the possibility of floating his teeth. My theory, after he stuck his hand inside a Fireman's mouth and felt the big old wad of food in there, is that
turn right onto US 222 North, Kutztown.
They just keep growing their whole life. And sometimes they grow a little sideways, sometimes they get a little jagged, and sometimes you got to file them down. That's called floating the teeth. You got to rasp them down. Unfortunately, that does mean he has to be put under anesthesia so they can grind it down.
Continue on US 222 North for 3/4 of a
Lauren
mile.
on the task of calling up a vet to get him out, because as you guys know, Fireman is still our donkey. He's just being boarded over there for companionship with Elliot. So he's not the only donkey over there. So medical expenses and things like that land on our shoulders, which is completely fine. So we're definitely looking into having a vet come out and check his palate and make sure that his teeth are okay. And you know, maybe he's just hoarding some grass like a squirrel. I don't know.
In a quarter mile,
not
at the
sure, but yeah, definitely want to take care of it so it doesn't get any worse. I don't think it's an abscess tooth. I don't think it's anything like that, although the vet will check for everything else inside of his mouth while they're there. I don't have a date for it yet because we just discovered this last night. Today's Sunday, and we're not calling an emergency vet for this because it's not an emergency. It's just going to be a scheduled procedure for him. Which brings me to the point that we should probably check Sophia and Macy as well. But they're on two separate farms at the moment, so it'd be nice if they were all together. Look at this cool little motor home. You know, one time when we first started this whole business, we didn't have a direction.
Head east on US 222.
We didn't know what we wanted to
turn
do
left
with
onto Lucid
our
Drive.
goat snuggling business. Come on, focus, baby. Focus, camera. Stop looking at my dirty window. Really? Just wants to look at my dirty window. What if I cleaned it? Oh my gosh, can't see nothing. That blinded me. Still didn't focus.
Turn left onto Lucent Drive, then turn.
Oh well, you guys can look at a smushy window. What I was gonna say is we didn't know where we were gonna go, what we wanted to do with this business. When we did the very first event, which was the Kutztown Folk Festival with baby goats, we thought, hey, it's amazing if we could hit the road and go to all of these events. We could get a motorhome. We had legitimately considered one time getting a big toy hauler, like RV, maybe a motorhome, maybe one you tow, like a fifth wheel, and grabbing, you know, a little herd of goats, traveling the country with the kids. You guys probably didn't know that, but that was actually on the table. We would use Lake Road as the home base to come back in between, like, carny runs, because we basically would be part of the carny circuit. And the reason that came about is our second event, which was the Allentown Fair, and we did that as donation only, but we got hooked up with Robinson's Racing Pigs. They were right next to us, and they've been next to us every year since. And they told us how they live in Florida. They travel the country for, I don't know what it was, 7 months out of the year, and then the rest of the time they're just back at the farm. We thought that sounded really cool, very promising, and considering there's some money to be made, we thought it might be really cool. But ultimately, I'm glad we didn't go down that route, because that would have been, we would have started that around time right after Hope was born. God had different plans for us. He sent us in a different direction, and we didn't realize there would have been a lot of red tape to jump through. If you tried taking your goats across state line, there are lots of red tape you must jump through. There's a lot of toes you step on in the process. There's a lot of people you upset in the process. There's plenty of business locally for us to keep ourselves busy.
In a quarter mile, use the left lane to take the US 222 North, Pennsylvania 100.
Like goat snuggling. Like, we're an hour from Harrisburg, we're an hour from Philly, we're an hour from Allentown, we're an hour from Lancaster. So we can spread our tentacles out there and hit a lot of events and keep us very, very busy during the
use the left lane to take the US 222 North ramp.
So my wifey definitely had a great idea. Baby goat snuggling.
Continue on US 222 North for 5 miles.
I hope I'm headed the right direction. Let me turn my volume up. I'm gonna have to let my GPS tell me which way to go. I don't want to accidentally end up in Allentown. I think that's the direction I'm going right now. We want to go to Bethlehem, not Allentown. Guys, I am driving. This is not a very good place for me to sit and read comments and interact with you guys. So don't mind me if I'm just focusing on the road. I'll occasionally take a look down, but right now this is the best for me. Wait, I am on the right road, right? I get confused. There's that one road that takes you right into Allentown up past Dorney Park, and then there's the other road north of it that takes you. Where's Big E's navigation? I need Big E's navigation. Speaking of Big E, guys, he's gonna need some prayers. Big E's Auto on YouTube. I just found out yesterday that his father did pass away, so he's been going through a rough time. You guys know him. His name's Eric. He was the Hulk Hogan look-alike version during the mud wrestling, and he does some automotive live streams on YouTube. So prayers for him and his family. Where am I at, Big E? I need those directions. Last time I was heading this direction, I didn't even need a GPS. Oh, I got a text message from 2 of my sisters. Little family dynamics for you guys that you don't know. I have a sister and 2 brothers from my father, which they have a different mother. So they're half siblings. Tracy, Wesley, and Jesse. So those are my 3 siblings from that side of the family. And my sister Erica, she's the one. The sun is so bright this morning. I can't see if I'm still connected or not. I saw the spinning wheel of death a minute ago. What's the last thing you guys heard? Because I was just yapping and yapping. What did I say last? Erica. We're talking about my sister Erica. Yeah, so my sister Erica is the one that has been kind of in and out of my life here the last couple months, but she did everything in the world to burn the bridge. Navigation, 309 south. Okay. This is not the way I normally go. So I definitely messed up on my direction somewhere. I don't know how I ended up here. How did I end up here? If I go straight, I can head into Allentown. That's not where we want to go. We want to go right. Bethlehem, Quakertown. Okay, this is the direction. That sun is bright this morning. So yeah, Erica was in and out of my life the last couple months, but the last time I brought her to the airport to go back to her husband, she lasted there maybe 2 or 3 days, hit the road again, and she's kind of just flying around the country doing whatever she wants. Very hard person to have a relationship with, and I've pulled myself away from that relationship. I still get text messages periodically, maybe once every other week from her. Just some sort of TikTok meme or something that she sends me. I know she's just looking for a response, but I can't get myself involved right now. She needs some time to heal. Hey, right here to the right is the hospital that Nate was in for the 3rd degree burns, or not 3rd degree, the chemical burns that he got, the Lehigh Valley Hospital. That's the hospital that Sarah's husband Nate was in for his burns. Yeah, so family is, there you go. Gave you a little family history right there. All my siblings. But I do really want to reconnect with my sister Tracy. She's never done anything in her life to use me, abuse me, exploit me, burn a bridge, nothing like that. So I'm gonna do what I can to not ruin that relationship. I don't want it to be on my behalf. You know, and let me think about this real quick. I know you guys had seen that I was upset at Jeff, and some of y'all are really crazy and thinking I'd be as selfish to be so mad at him for just going to a race by himself. I was not mad at him for that. I was mad at him even prior to that. And I get painted as the bad guy when I don't explain my scenario, and I'm going to explain it. I'm going to tell you, because he was a bear. He was a miserable bear on Wednesday night, or was it Thursday night? I can't remember where it was. But he wasn't just a bear to me. He was extremely rude. Oh, this is not my exit, is it? Lehigh Street, 57? Oh, it's not an exit. He wasn't just being rude and being a bear to me. He was being rude to his wife. And that, my friends, is what upset me. I was so pissed off at Jeff for the way that he treated Mary. And I'm sorry, Mary and Jeff, for calling you out on a live, but I feel like we're all one big family and everyone should know. And he had a rough week. I get it. He had a rough week. He had a lot going on. But I personally don't agree with the way that he handled the situation towards Mary. And I think he could have done a better job. And so therefore, and he knew I was mad. He pretended like he didn't know. But that it did go away. He took that time off and went off to the races by himself. Enjoyed his time alone and got his thoughts together, collected himself. And I love the guy no matter what. Mary loves him no matter what. But he had a rough time and he could have handled it differently. And so there you go. The cat's out of the bag. I wasn't mad at him for any selfish reason. I was starting to be painted as a bad person for selfishly wanting Jeff to myself and selfishly wanting him to come help me. I saw all sorts of people say this, that, and the other on why I was mad at him, but it honestly came down to treating Mary with a little bit more love and compassion. And it's no big secret, guys. They were not going to stay together. They were going to be divorced. They were going to separate. And it's not like instantly everything's to be working through things. And I have, like, every bone in my body wants that relationship to work for them. Every bone in my body, I want them to flourish, but it takes a little time. And I'm sorry, guys, that I had to jump out there and lay your dirty laundry out for everyone to see. But it is what it is. I feel like if we're transparent with each other, we don't want finger cross pointing. And there's no reason for you guys to get mad at Jeff. You didn't witness it. You weren't there. You didn't experience it. It was a my emotion thing that I probably shouldn't have brought out. But again, this is like a reality show. We're not just showing you cute baby goats jumping around. I got a lot of people, they say, oh, you got a YouTube channel up, my kids will watch it. No, guys. My YouTube channel really isn't designed for kids. There's even a little box that says, is this made for kids? And I have to check that box and say, no, this YouTube video is not made for kids, because we're sharing our life story. We've been through the ringer with you guys. On our end, you've seen everything from irate neighbors to township board meetings and lots of tears and swear, loss of life. This is like this isn't my turn, is it? I hope it's not my turn. I have my volume down, so I won't know which exit am I supposed to take? Oh gosh. I need my Big E's auto. So knowing that, and he knows it, he's been involved in my live streams, and he's been involved in all of this, and now that they personally made it public, I feel like it's okay. I don't feel like I stepped over any boundaries airing dirty laundry. I feel like I did the right thing, so we can put everything to rest, and we can understand where I'm coming from and where he's coming from and where Mary's coming from. It's difficult. There can't always be sunshines and rainbows, everybody. Can't always be the happy, Partridge Family movie you want to watch. This is true life with two separate families that are just trying to make it work, to make their dreams come true. And they're doing it one day at a time. I feel like if they just chunk it together into a one day at a time scenario, it'll make it a lot easier for them, instead of trying to, as a farmer, setting yourself up for failure by giving yourself a whole plan of things. If you try to plan every single, and my wife may disagree, but if you try to plan out every single day for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, it's not going to get done, and you're going to have this expectation of failures when things don't happen, because everything takes longer than expected on the farm, on top of the fact that he's working a full-time job. So chunk it into little pieces, take it one day at a time, see what you can accomplish today, and don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about what's happening now, what you can actually do today, whether it be hanging out with the family, working on the pink shed. A lot of these things he sets himself for talking about, I feel like he puts himself in a bad position, because he doesn't know what the week's going to bring. Full-time job, he can be on call, he could be 3 hours out of town, and there goes those dreams of working on the pink shed today or tomorrow or the next day that he planned on doing. So yeah, absolutely, probably a better choice to chunk it up into what he can digest in one day. Oh, I have no idea if I'm live. I don't know where I'm going. Guys, is there anybody that can tell me what exit to go to? I'm going to look at my phone. I'll be right back.